Had them delivered last night. 50 layers. Bunch of good looking young ladies. Got to start building on the cage for them this evening. I like little baby chicks. Chicks and bunnies, there's just something about them. You just want to jump in the middle of the cage and hug them all. This is a little temporary cage here. Just enough to house them. Keep the wildcats and the lizards from getting them. They got some big lizards here. They'd love to get their chomps on something like these. So you have to kind of keep them caged. Some of the lizards here get as big around as my leg. We got a few of them on the water. We see them all the time here outside the saltwater pond. Where we're going to put them and build the cage is over there. I just laid out the wood. Going to set it up on blocks. Of course, it's uneven right now. I still got to level it and get it all prepped, and then I'll start building on it. It'll be basically a C shape. Right in here will be the doorway. And then once you come in the door, they'll go all the way down one side, along the back, and down the other side. So all you have to do is step in, and it'll be real easy to feed all three cages at the same time. There'll be no partitions between them, so it'll allow the birds to have free range. At first, while they're small, they'll stay in the bottom portion of it, and then later I'll build a second floor over the top of it, and then that's where I'll put the nesting boxes. So they'll actually be able to go from the bottom to the top. Then through the door, I'll have it to where they can go out, and there'll be a small hoop shade house out here. They'll be enclosed in chicken wire. So it'll in essence be a chicken run right in this area. So this will primarily house chickens here. Then I'll put a little small storage building there, a little storage shed, so I can keep all my tools and stuff in it. And over the next side of that, then I'll build an elongated building here, small. It'll be a rabbit hutch, and build it there. So I'll have chickens, layers here, my tools, and rabbits. Ducks will be over on the other side of the house, back on over there, along where the salt water raises and lures with the tide, and then I'll build duck pen back over there. So we'll have ducks, rabbits, and chickens, so meat won't be a problem. Eggs won't be a problem. Kinda. We got the second one, raised garden bed. It's ready now to plant. I just got to close the ends in. I'll do that today. We'd like to bring in a couple of more sacks of dirt. They'll finish it up. Started putting in bamboo guard fence around that. They'll just keep the dogs out of it. They like to get up and lay in the middle of the vegetables, and don't need them in there. And today we start gluing the pipe and get the drains in. As soon as we get the drains buried, then we start putting the first 3 saltwater tanks over here. And there'll be 2 lobster tanks there, 2 big holding tanks. Those are big 6-foot suckers. And then we got a total of 3 8x8 tanks. They'll be partitioned down the middle, so there'll be 4 4-foot by 8-foot tanks side by side, but in one foundation. There'll be one there, one here, and one there. These tanks here, they'll be primarily for raising brine shrimp, rotifers, my pods, and also algae, and some regular standard saltwater shrimp, which would be used as part of the food process that goes in for feeding the larvae. My pots will be over on this side. Down through the center through here will be 20 racks of 6 trays per rack, which is where the stage 4 lobsters will be raised in the trays there. Basically, I'll use for right now, instead of having to go through the extreme expense and the weight of getting them done properly here, fiberglass tanks, I'm going to go ahead and go with marine plywood tanks. And I had a bright idea yesterday. Here we have a really good variety of bamboo. It's called True Chinese. The True Chinese bamboo, I'll show you a smaller piece here, has an incredibly thick wall. As you can see with this piece here, even a big piece about that big around won't have a hole any bigger than about a thumb to put your hand in. This, my friends, they say is even stronger than steel. So instead of having to try to fabricate my rack trays and fabricate my holders for my pots, I will make them out of bamboo. It's like, how simple is that? Cheap, inexpensive, be easy to, if I need to adjust them and adapt, I can adapt them, adjust them, get them all to the proper height where everything's where I really, really like it. Then at a later date, I'll fabricate the trays, the tray racks, and I'll fabricate the holders for the pots along in here. But that's pretty much it. I'll just go ahead and hang up now and leave y'all to y'all's day. As we say back home, you have a good one now.